What's going on, guys? It's NYPrepper here. In this video I want to talk to you guys about another overlooked SHTF threat. And if you want to take a guess what that threat is, it's water, okay? Water can be extremely dangerous and cause a lot of problems for you, and it could potentially destroy your homestead, destroy your bug out location, could flood your primary residence. It could sweep you away and kill you. You know, if we're talking about flash floods and lahars and things like that, you know, if you're bugging out on foot or you're bugging out in a vehicle, you could be swept away in a flash flood. And if your house is close to a river or a stream, you need to be concerned with flash flooding and rising waters that could damage your homestead or your bug out location or your bug in location. You know, you need to also be concerned with the integrity of your basement. You know, if you get really bad flooding, you can damage your basement. You know, water can get in and damage your basement, and if you have a lot of preps in your basement, your preps can get wet and destroyed. And so what you're looking at here is, this is normally a very small stream, and this is right near where I live, right down the road from where I live, and this stream is normally a very small stream. You know, it's normally maybe a foot or two deep at the most. But we had a lot of rain in the last 24 hours. We had a big thunderstorm come in last night, and there was another storm that came in today during the day. And as you see, this little stream that's normally very small has turned into a very dangerous torrential flash flood. Look at this, guys. Look at that water there, okay? Listen to the power of that water, guys. The water is extremely powerful. It can do a lot of damage to your bug out location, your bug in location. It can sweep you away. So, you know, when you're selecting your bug out location, you need to think about locating yourself away from, you know, rivers like this. You know, you don't want to build your house or build your bug out location right next to an area like this. Look at this, guys. And this was just 2 thunderstorms. There was probably only 2 inches of rain from these 2 storms. And look at this, guys. This is the power of water. Look at that. It's just absolutely insane. Look at that water, guys. Those boulders down there are probably about 6 or 7 feet across. So if you're going to be buying property for the purposes of bugging out, and you're building a bug out location, or you're building a homestead, or even if you're building a new house, your primary residence, you don't want to locate yourself close to any kind of water source like this. You don't want to be right next to this type of a water source, because when it rains, those water levels are going to rise, and the water could damage your bug out location. It could wash away the road. You could be cut off from civilization. And if we're talking about a bug out situation, you know, the road could get washed out, and you may not be able to get to your bug out location. If your bug out location is you know, close to a river like this, you know, the roads could get washed out, and you may not be able to get to your bug out location because the integrity of the roads would be compromised. You know, I've seen it happen, at least over here in my part of the country. I've seen roads get washed away, and from floodwaters, I've seen entire roads get washed away because the water got underneath the road and completely flooded out the road, and it washed away the asphalt. And so if you have a bug out location and you have a river like this or a stream, you know, that you have to cross over to get to your bug out location, you have to think about the possibility that if there's any torrential rains, whether it's from thunderstorms, tropical storms, hurricanes, you know, you may get cut off from your bug out location. You may not be able to get there because the road could get washed away if you have to cross any kind of river like this, or any kind of bridges and stuff like that. So when you're buying bug out property, you need to consider, you know, water threats, okay? You definitely don't want to locate yourself close to a river or a stream that can rise rapidly, you know, and pretty much any river or any stream can rise rapidly after a lot of rain. You know, any stream or any river can rise rapidly, so you don't want to buy property or buy a bug out location or build a new house right next to something like this, okay? Because this is a very serious threat, okay? This could wash away your house. It could completely wash away your entire house, depending on how close you are. You know, if you're located on a cliff, like over here, there's a little cliff there. If your house is right next to this cliff and there's enough water, the water could wash the cliff away, and there could be a landslide and your whole house could collapse. So you need to think about water, and you have to plan around it, you know. You got to plan your bug out location. You got to plan your bug out routes so you avoid crossing any kind of water like this, because you may try to cross a river like this on a road and the road may be washed out and you may not be able to get across. So you have to consider water as a threat. It's a major SHTF threat, in my opinion, to preppers. And it doesn't take much rain for a normally small stream to swell up into a dangerous flash flood like you see here, okay? So that's pretty much it, guys. Consider water as a major threat to your survival after SHTF. If you're building a bug out location, you need to consider water threats. You don't want to be building your bug out location right next to a stream or a river that can rise rapidly, just like this one here. You don't want to also build a bug out location or have a bug out location where you have to cross a river or stream like this, because if it rains, the roads could get washed out. And remember, after SHTF or the apocalypse, there's not going to be any road maintenance. So if a road gets washed out, it's not going to get fixed, you know, until there's some kind of restoration of society. So you have to plan around these types of things. Plan your bug out route so your bug out route doesn't take you over water threats like this, you know, streams and rivers that can rise rapidly. So that's pretty much it, guys. Thanks for watching. Take care. God bless. And don't forget the 3 Ps. Prepare, practice, and persevere.